Is being is being materialistic such a bad thing? No, no ways. Remember one thing. We are spiritual beings on a human journey. This physical body is material. We are here to enjoy everything that is material. But don't get stuck in it. Cravings, aversions, desires, anxieties resulting from that. That is where the problem is. But being materialistic is not a bad thing. It is bad when your source of happiness is the material that you chase. But if it comes to you, enjoy it. If you don't have it, enjoy not having it. If you have it, enjoy having it. That is being spiritual on this human journey. What you have gives you all the happiness, and what you don't have still lets you have all the happiness that you need to be. Because happiness cannot be found in goals, in materialistic goals. Happiness is what you are right now. Being materialistic, being spiritual, all these are labels. Don't get stuck with labels. Being materialistic is having goals, is having something that you want to achieve. But that determining your happiness or your misery, that should not be. Having cravings for something, having aversions, that is not the way to be, for that is being counterproductive where spirituality is concerned. You know, I have had clients, and so many of them, who have not been able to actually achieve their materialistic goals. And you know why? Because the very foundation and relationship with whatever is material has been set in the wrong way. I remember one particular client, and it was actually something revolutionary for me too. When this client came over, he was literally crying about the fact that no matter what he did, he could not manifest anything where monies were concerned, where career was concerned. He was stuck. He was stuck with minimum wages, or minimum salary, not wages, because he wasn't doing manual work as such, but minimum salary. He saw people growing. He saw people achieving more, but he was stuck somewhere. And whether he changed a job or not, he just felt that he was never given whatever he was meant to get. So we sat down, and over the counseling sessions, we figured out that this person, all of 30, could not manifest a good income in 9 years of being into a career, simply because his earliest memory and relationship with money was fractured. He believed that money causes a rift in a family. It is the biggest reason for why people fight. So he kept that, and subconsciously for him, money was a bad thing. Money meant actually creating rifts in relationships, because he saw this. He saw his father and his father's brother quarrel over money, the family splitting over money, the cousins that he had walking away, hatred growing because money was the bone of contention. So what happened? What he saw at the age of 5, 6 and 7 became ingrained in him that money is bad. So in all his life, he had great friends, he maintained good relationships, but he couldn't manifest the money, and he couldn't manifest his worth where his job was concerned, where his skill was concerned. Once we went back into the therapy room and we realigned his relationship with money and fixed his relationship with all those who created that rift with money, suddenly in 3 to 4 months, things turned around for him, because he realigned himself to understand that why people look at money as the cause for misery. It is not. There is so much more to it. Like this, so many cases. For me also, I had a bad relationship with money. So for the longest time, I would charge my clients the minimum amount. I knew I deserved more, but I feared charging more. I felt that no, whatever they paid me was good enough. So for a long time, actually, I was not even charging them a fee. I would say whatever you feel. But whatever you feel does not work. How do I take care of my bills? Based on whatever anyone feels, well, most people would feel that I probably shouldn't even be getting more than 100, 200 rupees, because that would come from their sense of what someone should be paid. What is my worth? Based on what people say materialism is bad, being materialistic makes you like Ravana with an ego. No, that is so not true. It doesn't. When you understand that money and wealth is not the end, it is the journey. It is what takes you through life. So earning it is giving yourself the dignity of existence that you deserve. So be that materialistic. Look at Krishna. When you look at an image of Krishna, so beautifully grounded with one foot on earth and the other foot that is bent is barely touching the earth. What does that symbolic stance of Krishna mean? It means that one foot on material ground and one foot in spiritual world. The balance of life is being spiritual, being materialistic. Have you seen Lakshmi, the goddess? Would you ever see her in tatters? You ask for Lakshmi, you pray to Lakshmi Ma and you say, give me wealth, bless my family with prosperity. But you sit over there in tatters, asking her for alms. And alms is all that she will give you. Prosperity multiplies prosperity. Wealth multiplies wealth. Money multiplies money. As long as you're going to live in poverty consciousness and nurture a terrible relationship with money, you will only manifest more of such a relationship with money, with wealth and with prosperity. And another very interesting thing that I came across, a concept you could call it or whatever, there's somebody who once said to me that, there are two aspects of our being. The internal, which is our emotions, and the external, which is our physical. The internal is determined by the relationship we have with our mother or our mother figure. And the physical is our relationship with our father and our father figure. The internal representing, as I mentioned, emotions, the relationships that stem from inside, your confidence, self-esteem, all that comes from the mother and the mother energy, the Devi Shakti, power of being. The father is a Shiva. The external, the material manifestations. What your father teaches you or your father figures teach you is what will then turn into being your relationship with all that is external of you. And the upbringing your mother gives you, your relationship with her, and all mother-like figures will determine your emotional well-being. So if you feel that you don't have enough, that you have losses over the years, incurred losses, materially or not in a situation to say, I'm in a healthy material situation, go back to your relationship with all the male figures of your life. You may be a male listening to this or a female, that doesn't matter. Whoever you are and wherever you are, go back and explore your relationship with your father and all your father figures. What was their relationship with wealth and money? What did they build in you where money is concerned? Did you see too many fights where money was concerned between your parents or other members of the family? Did you see your father fractured by wealth and prosperity, that is then what you have inherited for yourself. Materialism is bad. Materialistic people are egoistic. Materialistic means being selfish, being greedy. No. Having it all and yet being okay with nothing at all. Aspire to have the best, but don't let that define when you will be happy. Happiness is within you. Everything around you cannot make you happy. The more you crave, the more miserable you will be. The more you appreciate what you have today, the more will multiply into your life. Being materialistic, being spiritual, is balancing your life. You are a spiritual being on this human physical journey. And to enjoy this, you have to have it all. You have to enjoy it all. Don't chase it. Enjoy it. Aspire. Don't desire. When you desire, you say that when my wish is fulfilled or whatever I desire will give me happiness, that happiness is nothing. It's just pleasure. Pleasure is momentary, because once you achieve it, you're done with it. Aspire. When you even right now, this moment, say the word desire. What does it fill you with? Heaviness. Oh my God, my desires. I aspire. And then suddenly you smile because you feel so great about the fact that you have aspirations, there are hopes, there are wishes. I happily move towards them. Every day is a step towards fulfilling my aspirations, towards achieving it. I aspire. My aspirations inspire me. My desires weigh me down, because I believe that desires are pleasures. Desires feel like they are unachievable. Having desires says that I'm not happy right now. Having aspiration says that I am fulfilled right now. I am able, I am skilled, and I can move out into the universe and give myself to this world, serve this world, because I aspire. Aspirations should be the way you move ahead. Go to someone who's really hungry and tell them, be spiritual, and they'll laugh at you. And they'll say, give me food first, give me clothes, give me shelter. Then only can I enjoy being spiritual. Meditating is not about suffering. Meditating is about being here in this moment, experiencing the joyfulness and gratitude of your being, because you are satiated, you are satisfied, you are full, and everything more that comes to you does not add to happiness, because you do not get happiness from anything material. That is all pleasure, that is momentary. Happiness is who you are, with or without those branded clothes and shoes, with or without the best of dining experiences. You're happy for everything you have right now. And in that space of prosperity consciousness, you gain even more. So to reach there, first go back to your childhood and recognize where you learned that money, wealth and prosperity is the ends that give you happiness. They are destinations that give you happiness. No. Go back and become aware. When did you create a bad relationship with money and all things materialistic? Go back to your childhood and re-establish a beautiful relationship with your father and your father figures and see life turn around for you. Today, where you are and who you are is every past manifested. And where you go from here is also this moment that goes into the future. So if you want to carry the past baggage into your future, that choice is yours. Or you have a choice to rectify it right now and go into a future, prosperous, wealthy, happy, materially fulfilling future. Aspire for all of that. Drop desires and aspire to live your greatness, to live your skillfulness, to serve this world. Would you serve the universe serves you so much more. Get rid of poverty consciousness. The more you feel you lack, the more you lack. The more you feel you have, the more you have. The happier you feel you are, the happier you are. The sadder you feel you are, the sadder you are. You want to be in a space of not having or having it all. That is a choice that you make. Being materialistic does not make you less spiritual. Being spiritual makes you more humble, keeps you in gratitude. You need to be the balance. Be the energy of Lakshmi Ma. Grounded, beautiful, aware, prosperous and wealthy. Be the balance of Krishna. Grounded, spiritual, flowing. Be like the balance of Shiva, Shakti. Shiva, the meditative embodiment, and Shakti, the energy of abundance. It is up to you and your choice. Being materialistic and being spiritual go hand in hand. Spirituality and science. Spirituality gives you the ability to manifest all that you need. So go out into the world knowing that you aspire for the good life that you deserve. For goodness manifests goodness. You're in the best place that you can be right now. And so much more is coming your way. Fix that relationship with money, with wealth, with your father and father figures. Money is not a bad thing. Wealth and prosperity is not a bad thing. Money does not corrupt. Wealth does not corrupt. It is the intent with which you use what you earn that is the corruption of the wheel. If you intend to use it to nourish yourself, your loved ones, and the world around you, hey, the more you aspire to earn, the more you will earn. Go out there, manifest the life you're born to live. Love, grace, gratitude.